Don't know if you can see that, but 15 days and it looks like this. Kind of looks like it's a bit more together because I put the panels back on. Alright guys, so we're back on the YouTube channel as requested. We're going to try and do some more filming in the shop now that we're back and getting into it. As you can see, Corolla is in the background. We have 15 days till we are supposed to be at the track driving this car. If you haven't seen, Festival of Speed 5th and 6th of October, Mad Mike's coming over and a few big names. There's Extreme GDR with Tim Slade driving coming over too, 1480 horsepower. It's going to be pretty wild. As you can see, we've got a lot of work to do. We're currently in the middle of doing like a clutch review and product review for a company that we work with, Uniclutch. We just got stuff going on everywhere, but I thought it was about time we started filming, show you guys what we're in for. As you can see, we got the bullet back for the Corolla. This is the same motor that we ran at LZ Tour. It's just a built 6-litre. As you guys would have seen at Melbourne, we did some head gaskets and all kinds of things and had to rebuild the engine in the pits. When we got home, thought the right thing to do would be to strip it down, get it checked, and just do the right thing before getting back in the car and potentially breaking it any further. Luckily we did. We found some problems that would have been detrimental to the combo. So that's all fixed and sorted, fully rebuilt, ready to go. Looks a bit dirty. It's been sitting for a couple of months while we've been waiting for some other parts, but it's here, it's at the shop, it's ready to go in. As you can see, the car is kind of together. It's dusty as hell. This is what we've just been doing. We've been filming a product review for Uniclutch. We're going to be running their twin plate track edition clutch. As you can see, awesome bit of kit. If you guys want to see the details and how it works, we'll probably talk about it a little bit when we're putting it together. But yeah, it's going to be in another video anyway. So if you want to see that, make sure you check that out whenever that's released. As you can see, the car's looking a bit sorry for itself. It's filthy. We literally got back from Melbourne, did like 2 displays over 2 weeks, and the car has sat now for like, I don't know what it's been, 10 months or something. So as you can see, it's like literally as it was. We pulled the engine and box out, got the engine checked, and then it's just sat. So if you guys want to see what the car was like when we full rebuilt it and got it finished before we went to LZ Tour, that's on my YouTube channel as well. And yeah, so there's a few things to fix. The rear quarter panel got some wall runs, and as you can see, the car's filthy. We've got the new motor combo back together. And yeah, we've got some new additions to add to the car. Obviously this twin plate clutch, don't have it here yet, but we are going dry sump as well. As you can see, we've got some big boy stuff, as Ryan would say, over in the back over there. All the parts laid out, ready to go. We've spent the last few days just cleaning up, getting ready to be able to get to it. All the parts laid out on the bench, a few things cleaned up, ready to go. Place is a bit of a mess, but basically in this episode, we're going to be getting back into getting the Corolla ready. Now that we have the bullet back, we're going to put this new clutch on, gearbox on, hopefully get the engine in. We're going to start mocking up to get the dry sump tank, put it in the car. We're going to fit up the dry sump and yeah, show you guys all that. And yeah, obviously make sure you guys let us know what you want to see in the shop. If you do want to see anything, we're going to try and yeah, start creating some more content for you guys. This is a good place to start. It'd be cool to get this car going again. It's been like, I don't know, 12 months since I've driven properly. Went to Tassie in July or August or whenever it was, and it's the only time I've driven this year. So let's see how we go. Obviously, it'd be good to get this going. If you guys haven't seen, as we said, Festival of Speed in a couple of days. 15 days, sorry, to be exact. A lot of work to do. I hope he did pretty good. And if we... Alright, so as you guys can see, this is the little adapter for the input shaft splines. Basically how it works, if you see here, I'll try not to blind you guys. It's just a little splined adapter which fits inside the clutch. And as you can see, these splines fit directly into the clutch, so that just pops straight in there. This side has a little chamfer so that the clip can go in, and then basically that just holds it into the clutch. Simple, changeable, and can do on the fly. So basically you just grab it like this, pop it in the hole, line it up, drop it in, and that's it. Now you grab your clip, get some pliers that actually fit this. Yeah. So basically, just pop one end in there. Might be a 3-person job in a second. All right, now we have the exciting stuff. Not allowed to show them yet. What do you call it, Ryan? Big boy shit. Here is the new addition to the Corolla motor. So, as we said earlier in the video, guys, this engine combo was great at LZ Tour, but now in the off season and our, I guess, time away from drifting this year, thought when it gets back put back together that we do it properly, and yeah, our first dry sump kit. So in the whole like 14 years I've been drifting, we've been managing to be able to make our combos last with a wet sump, and I thought it'd be about time, now that we're running a fair bit of boost and a fair bit of power, that it's time just to make it a little bit more reliable. And this next weekend we're going to be on main track doing full lap main track demos. So anyone that knows our home track's like top of 4th gear, like pretty much flat foot the whole time, and it's like probably a minute and a half to a lap. So oil gets cooked, it's got a lot of elevation as well, so it gets a lot of oil pressure drop, and yeah, this should fix that and make it way better. So obviously, as you can see, we've gone with a next gen kit. Haven't personally used it, but apparently it's supposed to be as good as some of the leading brands, and it's also a little bit cheaper, which is cool. We can actually supply this to anyone who wants a dry sump kit. PM us if you'd like to purchase one. This kit that we're running is a 3-stage. So there's a couple of different stages you can get when you buy a dry sump setup. I'll show you what the pump looks like. So this is obviously the billet pan, and then it has a 3-stage oil pump made in Sweden. Basically, what makes it a 3-stage or 4-stage, 5-stage, 6-stage, 7-stage is all the oil that it can grab and create vacuum and pump oil through the motor. On this one we've gone the 3-stage just purely because the way we've got the engine mounted in the car, we retain using the factory engine points, and when you go a bigger one it starts compromising all the engine mounts and stuff like that. You need to go like an engine plate. Not looking to create too many problems or create more work for ourselves, we just want to create some more reliability for the motor. So we're going to run the 3-stage, which will be plenty. We have a customer's jet boat that we built with an LS that runs a very similar kit, just a different brand, with a 3-stage pump and has plenty of oil pressure. So this will be definitely better than the wet sump. I'm looking forward to getting it in there. It looks like a piece of art if you ask me. It's pretty cool when you can see a full billet machined custom sump like that. Then we have a tank, probably won't lean that over there. Then we have our tank over here, I'll grab it out. Then we have this long boy tank. We run a Peterson, I don't know what size this is, I'm guessing it's probably about 10 litres or something like that. We're going to mount that in the car behind the driver's seat. So we'll need to enclose all this, make all the fittings, get the sump on, and do a lot of fab work and stuff like that. We have a speed flow crimp machine that we can do all the crimp fittings with, so that will be good. So we'll run all dash 16 feed, I think dash 12 return, and yeah, we'll have to fab up an aluminium box for this to be sealed in the car. And then yeah, so fair bit of work ahead of us, as you guys seen at the beginning of the video, 15 days. So we're going to try and get the engine in tonight. We're going to put the rest of the clutch together, put the sump on, and then we'll drop the motor in the hole, get the exhaust on so we can work out where the line's going to go. The hardest part with these cars, or drift cars in general, with a V8, is that it's got twin pipes that run down both sides of the car. With an RB or JZ or your turbo cars, it runs a single tube exhaust, so you can run the exhaust down one side, pipes on the other. For us, it's obviously a bit more difficult with 2 sets of pipes coming down the middle of the car. So just need to get it all together to work it out so we don't risk making something that doesn't fit. So we're going to aim to get the engine in tonight, gearbox on, and yeah, start getting the exhaust on. And over the weekend we'll start fabbing up yeah, all the tank to go in, the cover, start getting some lines made up, and then hopefully we'll see the dyno next week. So let's stop talking, more working. Tight fit might.
Put them out like that.
No, we'll get it close.
So how many leftover bolts with it? So they must put them out there.
See how far that goes in, that's only an inch. Where's this one at? hell.
So it's probably not worth putting it in there.
The only other way you could do it is assemble that so you know what the height is and then work everything all out.
Yeah, but how do you adjust it? And can this clutch even travel with the differences of what they do?
That's what I'm not sure about.
That's what I mean. It's like, you might be able to get the distances right, but that one travels an inch, this one travels 20 mil.
That's right. So that might mean that this one here sits further back, but they all might come back 5 more mil.
Well, it's not worth the risk without talking to them.
No, I don't think so.
So as you can see, we are putting the engine together with the clutch. Don't know what we've shown you so far, but obviously we're just trying to get things done so we can get to the point of putting the car back together. We've tried to put the new uni clutch on, as you guys saw. We had the display, started doing the product review. Unfortunately, there's a couple of issues we're having. Nothing major, just we need to just have questions with them and talk with them and go backwards and forwards and get some new parts to make it work for our setup. Obviously, as you guys can see, the clutch is designed to work with different combinations, and unfortunately I think the one they've sent doesn't quite work with the combination we're running with the slave cylinder. So just have some questions on clearances and making the clutch work. Obviously we're on a pretty tight deadline, and literally in 15 days this car has to be at the track running, tuned, ready to rip. So it's just getting a bit tight for time. As you guys know, and I said at the beginning of the video, we need to make the dry sump lines, and we need to get the engine in the car and get it on the dyno ASAP so we can make sure everything's good to go. Obviously it's a fresh engine, and the dry sump's new to us, and we just need to make sure it all works. So the sooner we get it running, the better. Luckily for us, this company, Uniclutch, is actually owned by Clutch Industries, who also, they sell Mantic clutches. So basically they've sent us a Mantic clutch as well in case of emergency for if any issues we have with the Uniclutch, because obviously it was a pre-production kit. So in this case, we're just going to put the Mantic in, just get the car running, get it on the dyno. We'll talk with Uniclutch during the week, come up with some solutions to some issues that we have. Try and get some more parts, and then we'll probably try and rip the box out once we know the car's good, and then we'll see how we get on. So we use this clutch at LZ Tour, had no problems, still looks brand new, so we'll put that in there. And yeah, we're on a bit of a time crunch. This weekend we want to try and smash out as much as we can and try and get the car together. That's obviously the main goal. As you can see, we've got a lot of work to do. So obviously we can see the guys in the background putting the clutch on. Once the clutch is on, we'll lift the engine up, get that dry sump I showed you guys earlier on, and yeah, should be good. Looking forward to getting that dry sump on, but yeah, see how we go, I guess.
Fucking Friday, I don't know. Yeah, we send it.
After you do that, we've obviously got a little bit of time to... These yellow lined up.
Yeah, good idea.
Dropped it. Yep.
After that, so 30 mil.
Swap here. There's 2 bolts. No, I can't show the boys in there.
Yeah, stuck by them in LS deal.
Or more? Still 14 days till the event. What's the time?
8:23.
Friday, 8:23. Plenty of time.
20th of September, 15 days.
14 days now.
Nearly.
We should be at the track right now in 2 weeks' time.
Right.
We'll use that for the end of this video.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah.
What are these ones?
That's the vac.
It's got these screw-on fittings. like that.
Because that ain't gonna fit in there. Imagine a rock getting in there. Of water. Oh man. No. The drawer of death.
Back here again.
Yeah. If you have a mechanical workshop and you don't have one of these, I don't believe you. I don't believe ya. Yeah. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. As you can see, we have the bullet in the engine bay now. Gearbox, clutch, engine, dry sump, all of it put together. Can't thank the boys enough, my old man Ryan, Cole, and obviously everybody that's chipped in to get to this point. I'm pretty excited. Obviously the hard part is kind of done. We've still got a lot of work to do, but obviously this is a good little update progress for you guys at home. We're going to try and keep it short and sweet. Obviously this is just phase one of many phases to get the car done, but the hard part's done. It looks obviously messy at the moment, dirty. We obviously need to wash it, go through, clean everything up, but the main source and foundation's in there now. All the pulley configuration's changing, so we sort of touched base on that at the beginning of the video, but we've got a new crank pulley which then changes the offset for the oil pump to be able to run with the same crank drive, and then obviously we've got the blower belt and the accessories as well. So there's a bit of mucking around to do to get all that sorted. We're waiting on a couple of pulleys and brackets and stuff to come from Kappa, one of our sponsors that sponsored us the Vortex supercharger, and once we get that, obviously we can start piecing that side of things together, get it running obviously on the dyno and stuff like that. So there's going to be a good few episodes for you guys at home. Like I said, we just want to try and keep it nice and short and sweet and in sequels, so that way you guys can keep up with the progress as we go. Makes it easier to edit too and get it out there for you guys. So thanks for tuning in. If you guys want to help us out, like and subscribe. Obviously that helps us massively. And yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you let us know. See you guys in the next one. All right, let's do an interview with Ryan. All right guys, so we're here with Ryan. Give us your thoughts, mate.
Yeah, mate, she's a V8.
She's a V8. Fucking big V8, mate. What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, probably about 360 something cubes.
Yeah. Give us a bit of the noise the dry sump pump makes.
I don't know.
You do it every day in the workshop.
I don't know what that makes.
Come on, what noise does the dry sump pump make? We should cut in the video of him doing today.
Yeah.
Business. Hey, that's proper business.
That's a wrap.